You're listening to 3 a.m. Fragments, where the quiet hours tell us stories we'd rather forget. Tonight's story is about something deeply disturbing, something that actually happened in the Adirondacks in upstate New York back in 2017. It's a story that's still talked about in hushed tones around campfires and in quiet local bars. It was late September when Jacob Harrison decided to go camping alone. He was seasoned, knew those trails and woods like the back of his hand. He left his phone behind on purpose, wanted to disconnect, enjoy the silence, and breathe in nature without any distractions. But Jacob never made it home. 3 days after Jacob was supposed to return, a park ranger stumbled upon his campsite. The ranger described the scene as a nightmare. Jacob's tent had been shredded from the inside out, ripped open violently as if someone or something had burst through it in a desperate escape. His belongings were scattered everywhere, clothing torn, food tossed aside untouched, and strangest of all, one of Jacob's hiking boots was dangling from a branch 15 feet up, swinging gently in the breeze. The tree holding that boot bore the most disturbing sight. Deep gouges scratched into the bark. Investigators quickly realized these were human marks. Embedded in the splinters were broken fingernails and blood, evidence of Jacob's frantic attempt to climb the tree. What was he running from? And what could make a grown, experienced hiker tear his fingers raw, climbing desperately into the darkness? Search teams spent weeks scouring the dense, shadowy forest. Dogs caught his scent, led searchers along a trail of disturbed brush, broken branches, and occasional drops of blood. But suddenly, inexplicably, the trail vanished. It was as if Jacob had been lifted straight into the night sky, leaving no further traces behind. Locals quietly whispered about old legends, dark stories their grandparents once shared about a thing called the Whisperer, an entity that lurked deep within the Adirondacks, luring the lonely and unwary. Campers reported hearing strange, faint whispers carried by the wind, voices urging them to go deeper, promising something terrible, something unknown. Those who'd heard it described a sensation of primal dread, as though they weren't alone in the wilderness, as though something ancient and malevolent was just beyond the edge of the firelight. Perhaps Jacob heard those whispers. Perhaps he ran until his lungs burned and his muscles gave out. Official theories suggested animal attacks or psychological breakdowns, but neither theory could explain the boot in the tree or Jacob's bloody fingernails buried deep in the bark. Today, those woods are quiet. Too quiet. Hikers avoid the area, especially at night. But if you're brave or foolish enough to venture in, and you're quiet enough, you might just hear Jacob's voice, still whispering desperately, somewhere deep inside the darkness.